Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At this channel, we discuss dating advice for women who are mature chronologically, biologically, and in mindset. So, this is a little note, post-it note. My subscriber named TNC874 requested that I do a video in asking for what I want in a feminine way. I've been practicing this technique for I think about a year, and I learned about it from the book Getting to I Do by Dr. Patricia Allen. I bought the book on Amazon, paperback. I think I paid like $12 for it. And she also has a radio program entitled Empowered Communication on www.latalkradio.com. And it comes on every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know about any other time zones, but on the Eastern time zone, Empowered Communication comes on LA Talk Radio. I just go to their website, go under the menu for hosts, and under the letter P is Dr. Allen's radio program. You press that, her name, and then this link comes up to the radio program. It's pretty simple. So asking for what I want in a feminine way. Like I said, I've been practicing this technique for a year and it works. So I think I told you many months back that I was dating someone regularly. So we stopped seeing each other about a month ago. And I just ended it because I couldn't take it any longer. Not that he was bad, but he told me directly that he didn't want marriage and he did not want a relationship. And so I use the following technique. She calls it respecting a man when you communicate. So the whole premise of this technique, I don't even know if it has a name, but the whole premise of this technique is that you're asking to speak to your partner. I'm saying women speaking to men, your partner in a respectful way. A lot of times when we are married or in a relationship, we just, as women, if something's bothering us, we'll mull it over for a week or two or however long you need to mull it over. And then you just, when you can't take it any longer, or you may vomit it, the problem or the issue onto him. So that means you just can't take it anymore and you just bring it up and you're angry and upset about it and you haven't given it much thought in terms of how it's going to be received and perceived by your partner. And then another thing that we do is we bring it up in a calm way, but it's not a good time for him. It's a good time for you, but it's not a good time for him. And we know not to do it when he's watching, his favorite sports team on television. We know not to do it when he's engrossed in, working at a project at home, or he's on the laptop working on a project for work. We know not to do it then. But there is a way that makes it better for him in terms of him being talked with and the issue being discussed in a respectful way. So like I said, I learned this from Dr. Patricia Allen. So it will go something like this. I'm just going to make up a name. Honey, I have something that I would like to talk to you about, and it's of a sensitive nature. Is now a good time or later? And then you wait for him to respond. I've used this technique, like I said, and every time it's been, okay, now it's good. Or yes, I'm listening, or something like that. So usually it's The good time is now. But the respect part comes in, you're giving him a choice. He can listen to it now, the sensitive issue or topic, or he can listen to it later. Now, if he says later, then you say later today, and he might say, yes, later today. Well, what happens if later today comes and he doesn't bring it up? According to this technique, you have to wait until he's ready to bring it up, because he knows that you have an issue, sensitive issue that you would like to talk to him about. Now, Shira 7-1 might say, well, just be cool, but he don't get no intimate relations until we talk about the subject. She might say that, I'm thinking. So, okay, so let's go back to, he said, now is a good time. So then you proceed to tell him, maybe it's like you feel like it's time for vacation. That's an example. Honey, I think you've been working a lot, and I so appreciate your work, your hard work, what you do for the family to take care of us and make sure we're provided for. But I think it's time for us to take a vacation, you and me, let's say the two of you. And we could have my mother and father take care of the children or whatever, right? And so he'll say, okay, so what do you have in mind? And then you get to say what you need to say, right? So suppose it's something else, like you're not getting enough time. So that's a real sensitive issue. So the first one was just like family vacation, and it might be sensitive to him because maybe he feels like he's not bringing in enough money at home and whatever. So that might be sensitive on the financial front, but then the time front. And so he's like, well, what do you mean? When I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing this around the house. I'm doing that around the house. What do you mean? And you're supposed to stay in your feminine and in your soft voice, and you stroke and stand. That's another technique that's in the book. Honey, I'm not saying that you do that. You do so much for us around the house, and you, make sure that the children are taken care of, that they have everything they need for the extracurricular activities. Little Johnny's soccer and Mary's dance classes, but I'm talking about time between you and me. And then you might, take his hand and say, I just miss not having that time with you. And we don't have to do anything special, but just carve out some time together while the kids are wherever they are going and doing. And so you're stroking him. It's not personal. You do so much for us, but I miss you. I miss spending time with you. We don't have to go out. We could just, cuddle and watch Netflix or whatever you like to do. That's a suggestion. And so that's my take on femininely asking for what you want. And you have to pick your battles, because everybody wants to be accepted for who they are. And if time is what you want, that's a legitimate thing. If a vacation is what you want, that's a legitimate thing. But we can't vomit our frustrations out on our partners. And this is for men too. You can't vomit your frustrations out. You have to think about the best time for him and the best time for yourself. You've mulled it over. Keep your goal in mind, which is there's no blaming, no shaming, but it's just to express your desire to be with your partner in whatever way that you feel that you need to be with him or her. And I've used it now, guaranteed, granted, I'm not married, so I don't have that day-to-day interaction with my partner, who is coming, by the way. I believe that. So I don't have the day-to-day interaction and the frustrations of a married couple. And, if you're raising children, teenagers or whatever, I don't have that. But I was in a relationship, dating. I wasn't in a relationship. I was dating a man that I thought we were on the same page, and then it turned out that we were not. But whenever I wanted to talk to him about something, I would use this technique, and it was wonderful. He was listening to me, and I knew he was listening because he would say, and some of it was over the phone and some of it was in person, but when it was on the phone, he would say, okay, yes, I know. That. So I knew that he was engaged because I respected him, and I truly did respect him. This wasn't pretend respect, but really respected him. And he was very, very receptive to what I had to say. And even at the end, I took the stroke and stand position with him, acknowledging all the kind and wonderful things that happened between us, but then to saying, I have to leave, and that if he changes his mind about marriage and a relationship, that he can call. But I asked him to stop calling me because it was too much for me to even, handle on a friendship. So I realized that I was feeling more for him than he was feeling for me, and the relationship was beginning to get unbalanced. And talking to him was not good for my womanhood, for my spirit, for my soul. And I said, well, it's best for me to cut my losses now rather than continue to think that maybe he can cherish me and I can be his woman and he can be my man, when it just wasn't, his behavior wasn't indicating such. So I was sad, but I was also relieved that I loved myself enough to extricate myself from that situation. If you like this video or any of my others, you know what to do to get this message out to other mature women who are dating and would like marriage, or just want to know how to negotiate through my experiences on how to date mature men. And if you need help getting started dating again, I have a free dating guide that you can request by emailing me at thehypergamistjourney@gmail.com. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.